Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I just wanted to share with you guys a few tips that I have for those moms that are stay-at-home moms and that want to do academic things with their little ones at home. So my son is 3 years old, and let me tell you that I started him out like around, I would say 7, 8 months, and I started introducing letters. And I actually introduced books at an early age, like when he was 2, 3 months. Um, we would look at picture books, and I would just name each picture. I never ever gave like a dog woof woof, like those kind of sounds. I would just say this is a dog and he makes woof woof sounds. I would never say this is a woof woof, this is a meow meow. No, I would just call it by its name. I think that's super important. You don't want to do something like that because I think you don't want to confuse the child, because then they get older, like maybe they're like a toddler, like 2, 3 years old, and you ask a toddler, what is this, and they'll say meow or they say woof. So you want to start off by actually naming each thing properly by its actual name. The same you do with body parts, the same you do with just objects. um, and I feel like that helps a lot. And one thing I want to make sure to let every parent know is that every child is different. I've worked with children for more than 20 years. I've worked in preschool setting, I've worked in elementary school settings, I've worked in middle school settings. I haven't worked in a high school yet, but I have knowledge of what it's like early child development. I have experience with really young kids from 2 to 3 and on up to middle school. And I can say that every child is different. Every child will grab each thing differently. They'll grasp it, some will get it really quick, and some it will take you time to actually teach it. You have to have a lot of patience. Especially when working with toddlers, you need a lot of patience. But you have to start small too. I think starting small is really important because you don't want to overwhelm the child. And you also want to make it fun. I feel like at my son's age right now, he is 3 and a few months. Um, it's fun to him. Like, oh, I want to do Play Doh. Okay, let's do Play Doh. Let's do an activity. And I also don't force him, it has to come out of him. Like early in the morning, I know when he has had a good night's sleep, we'll come down and I'll have the table ready with a few activities or books that he likes. Or I'll have crayons if he wants to color. Like, I'll give him options. Also, giving him options at this age is very important because that makes him know that he can make a decision. Um, but yeah, I would say that I started him early, because right now at 3 years old in a few months, he's already reading like second grade level. Um, and right now, just focusing on reading. Right now, we're not writing, we're not doing anything like that because I notice it's something he's not interested in. So if he's not really interested, I feel like I don't want to force him into it. I do say now and then, hey, do you want to practice um, scribbling? Do you want to practice tracing a line? Do you want to practice tracing your name or a letter? I'll start off like that. I don't force him at all. But as far as like reading, I know it's something he loves. He loves reading. He loves numbers. I noticed that. And early on, um, he did start talking at a very young age. And I feel like if your child starts talking at a very young age, I feel like that's a great time to um, introduce books, to introduce letters, to introduce phonics, to introduce all these little things that your child is going to get really, really quick. My child got it really quick, and I feel like that's how he learned to read so quickly. Like, he'll read any commercial advertisement, he'll read anything. Like, if we have cards like this laying around the house, he'll read them, and it's just like, wow, I cannot believe that he's reading. And sometimes my husband and I will um, spell words so he doesn't kind of get it. Like we'll say PRK, like you want to go to the park, or TOYS, and he already knows. You're like, toys what? But it's like it's kind of hard for us now to kind of um, um, talk. Like we can't even spell words because he'll get it really quick. But like I say, first of all, you have to be super patient. You have to start slow. You have to introduce, and you don't have to force. And I feel like making it fun is super important for them. If you notice that your child is not interested, maybe before bedtime, you'll say, hey, let's read a book, or you know, um, you want to do nursery songs. I remember when he was super young, I introduced nursery songs at a very young age, and I feel like that's super important too, because if your child is not a visual learner, maybe he's an auditory learner. Um, they learn through hearing, they learn, or some can be visual learners, some can be, uh, you have to manipulate things with their little hands. Maybe that will help if you give them like what I did is I got wooden puzzles, and I feel like that helped too. Um, Wooden alphabet puzzles, wooden number puzzles, and I remember when he was like 1.5, we used to do those, and he just enjoyed doing those. They're huge letters, they're huge blocks. It helps their little hands, it helps their motor skills, because you don't want to get things that are too small that they won't be able to move around because they're too small. What else? Just buying little books. I know that I bought a lot of uh, card things. Hold on, I'll show you guys. Okay, so I don't have everything here with me, um, but I do have these like flashcards. I think I got these at the Dollar Tree, and they're just flashcards with sight words. Um, so here's this one that says look, and then there's this one that says boy, and these are super easy for him. I feel like we don't really use them, and I only use them like to make it fun for him. And we also got these Dr. Seuss flashcards, and these are 80 sight words. 80 sight words, and I think I bought this one, yeah, at Target. Target at the dollar section. So we were doing these when he had just turned 2. So I started incorporating these into sight words. Um, First, I introduced a few sight words that I knew um, that were like a kindergarten um, checklist, because I worked with kindergartners before, and I remember giving them like an evaluation as soon as they get into kindergarten, because you want to know what they know, and then at the end of the year you do that same assessment, and then you go based on, wow, this child did learn a lot, or this child needs more work or more help. I know we do those assessments, I think 3 or 4 times a year, but in the beginning of kindergarten, we do an assessment to see if the kid or the child knows letters, numbers, colors, um, sight words, or if the child doesn't know anything. That's when we provide extra help. But I know these are super useful, and I know he knows these by heart. So I remember introducing books like this. This one, I think I bought it at the Dollar Tree, a dollar store. I'm not sure if Target's dollar spot. I'm not really sure. It doesn't say. But I know it was $1. It wasn't more than $1. And these are really cute because they have the letter and then words that start with that same letter. I know we've done a few. He's done a few with me, and these help a lot because you just go over them. You have them sitting down, and you're like, B, B. What sound does the B make? B, B. Can you tell me a word that starts with B? And if they can't, you'll say bed, B, E, D. Or you can write it down on a little chalkboard. They're, you don't have to spend a lot of time or spend a lot of money on activities you want to do with your child. If you want to keep them occupied, entertained, I know puzzles are great, painting. You can find all these things actually at a dollar store, at Target's Dollar Spot. They have really great activities. And I know that they love coloring. And if they're not interested in coloring, I know my son is not really interested in coloring. Um, but sometimes I'll say, hey, while I'm cooking, you color, okay? And then he'll say, okay. But I know that they can also learn through coloring. You'll ask them, what is this name? What is the name of this picture? What sound does this picture make? Just little things like that. And I know that helps a lot. But if you guys have any questions about how, like I told you, just start easy. Don't force anything. I know it's not good to force anything on anyone, much less a child. Just start out small, make it interesting, make it fun, make it like a family activity if you wanted to. If you have older kids, have the older kids. Hey, what letter is this? B, 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 bug, bed, bear. Just have fun with it. And I know if you make it fun, they'll like it. It'll be super interesting. And I just wanted to share with you guys a few clips of my son actually reading right now at 3. He's actually reading like those Dr. Seuss books, and I feel like those are first, second grade level books, and he can actually sit and read those books on his own. And I'm telling you guys, I've done this. Just I try to make it fun for him. I don't do this as an activity every day because I do want him to be a child. I do want him to have fun. I do want him to be a little kid. He's still a toddler, so I want him to have fun because in school he's going to learn a lot more things, but I also want him to be a little prepared. And it keeps him busy at home. It keeps me busy, keeps him busy. So if this helps out any mama out there, I hope it does. I hope you guys like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
5 little puppies, dig, dig, dig.
Okay, turn the page.
Under the fence. On the moon.
What does it say here?
In the meadow. 111 down the road, over the bridge.
Good job.
I was
Across
the green grass, up the hill 2 by 2.
Good job, Mashi.
1, 2, 3, 4 puppies. Where is the pokey little puppy?
Good job.
Oh no, where is it?
Where is he?
The white
Lake.
lake is frozen, but something is moving under the ice. Can you see anything?
Anything? Okay, ready? Go.
A fox is a sweep in the snow. Can you see her face?
Good job. Can you see her face? Okay, read it.
The fox big, what does it say?
Bushy
Bushy talks,
tail.
tail keeps her face and paws. That's not right, Mommy. Mommy,
Mm-hmm.
I get to ball.
Okay. What's that word, sweetheart?
Sorry, I had to fix the flag.
What's that?
Boat.
Good.
Mint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yellow fish.
Good job, honey. Can you read the words to mommy?
Mm-hmm.
All of them?
If
What's this one?
Barn, Pike, Seal, Sled, Flag, Tree, Pink.
This one.
Frog, Fish, Mate, Melt,
That one.
Melt,
The other one.
Bellow, Bat,
Good.
Ball,
Mm-hmm.
Stick, Boat.
Good job, sweetheart.
6, 1, 2, 10.
Good job, honey.
One tire. Make a fun swing. 2 hands. Make a yummy once.
Good
Make a
job.
yummy once. 3 snowballs.
Good job, sweetheart.
Make a cold snowman. 4 letters. Make Elmo's name. 5 music.